Hi everyone, and you're welcome to today's video. So today I decided to create this emergency video because I've had a lot of people asking me what is up with the price action of Bitcoin and if we're in the bullish season already and all. Well, I do have good news, actually, both good news and a little bad news, but the bad news is not so much. In my previous videos, I think I did explain, I did mention to people several times that the BlackRock Spot ETF is likely to happen between the end of this year and early next year, which is Q1, according to the deadlines given to some of these institutional bodies by SEC. Okay, so we have quite a lot of institutional organizations wanting to start profiting from the crypto space. So they filed for a spot ETF, which will enable them to actively participate in trading activities on those pairs. So we have BlackRock and Wisdom Tree, Fidelity, which are basically $1 trillion asset managers, and they filed for the Bitcoin spot ETF. So, and as that happened, in fact, I remember that when the news broke out initially, we saw some price, some upward movement in price, and then we saw more good news coming in. Like this particular week we have here was when we got the news that Ferrari was going to start accepting payments in cryptocurrencies, and so we've just been receiving a lot of good news, and it's just been pricing up the price of Bitcoin. But I want to give you the reason why we are seeing some price in Bitcoin, and in this video we're going to be discussing whether this upward trend is likely to continue, what the next price action of Bitcoin is most likely going to be, and what you should be doing or how you should be preparing for it. So let's get straight into it. I want to encourage you to watch this video to the end because we're going to be discussing some very crucial things in this video today. Now, let's jump straight into the news. We already said that BlackRock filed for Bitcoin spot ETF, and it's a $1 trillion asset management trust. Now, while we're seeing this present price in Bitcoin is also linked to this, you see the headline here: BlackRock preps for Bitcoin ETF launch, and it lines up seed investor and reveals ticker. So the ticker for the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF has officially been released, and it's called IBTC. Okay, the IBTC is the official ticker for BlackRock spot ETF. And for you to understand how powerful BlackRock is, it handles an outstanding $2.3 quadrillion to between $1 billion, which is times $2.3 million worth of stock sales annually, which makes it the largest financial clearinghouse in the world. Now, this huge powerhouse is coming straight into Bitcoin, and you can see the news is already spreading. Like you can see on Twitter here, the iShares Bitcoin Trust, sorry, the X app rather. The iShares Bitcoin Trust has been listed on the DTCC, Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation, which clears NASDAQ trades, and the ticker will be IBTC. Okay, and this is all part of the process of bringing ETF to the market. You can see it's already highlighted here. It has been officially listed as iShares Bitcoin, TRSHS, and this is the official BlackRock Sports ETF ticker for their sports ETF. Now, also in addition, there were news circulating that in preparation for this, for their approval rates, do not forget that BlackRock has a 98% approval rate once they file for a sports ETF. So to me, I already feel like this Bitcoin sports ETF is already achieved, because this is something that definitely really is going to actually take place. So regardless of that, they said here that the in preparation for this ETF, BlackRock has started seeding, which means that they've started acquiring some small amounts of Bitcoin actually in preparation for it. So this a seed capital investor initially funds an ETF to get it off the ground and trading on a stock exchange. Okay, so they are already seeding, which means that BlackRock is already gradually buying into Bitcoin ETF. And so the incoming cash flow from this is also partially responsible for the present pump we're seeing in the Bitcoin space. Now let's go to the charts to see what the likely scenarios are likely to be and how this is likely going to play out. Now, this is still the same chart you guys have been seeing on my channel for a while now. And as you can see, I already drew some of these critical areas of support and resistance, and you can see it's really playing out nicely. I mean, this was there right from, 3-4 months ago. This line was there, even though price had not touched it. I knew there was most likely going to be a retracement once we touched this, and this line was actually gotten from the daily when I was just chatting it. So we've actually hit a resistance in the present price action of Bitcoin, and we might see a slight retracement before a continuation to the upside. But in the bigger picture, I want to say that this has actually opened the door for a bigger move towards the upside, although we might still see some consolidation between this side and this side, which is around 34,600 thereabouts to about 31,537. It's still a very likely scenario that might still happen, that might consolidate around these areas before finally breaking above and reaching new heights. And for that, I want to take this chart down to the daily, where we can actually understand more about the price action of Bitcoin. So as you can see on the daily here, we actually are at critical resistance, and this particular target line, sorry about that, this particular target line, as you can see from here, this particular target line, we got it from the breakout of the cup and handle pattern, and that was gotten from the weekly. So from the weekly, we can see that the breakout of this cup and angle pattern is this particular line right here. And the top of that line is around $37,359, which means that Bitcoin is still very much likely to hit this particular price range, which is at $37,359 before it then continues a retracement or see a rejection. We also have this strong rejection line here. Let me bold that for you. Increase it to like 3x thereabouts, or probably change the color so that you see what I'm saying. Okay, that wasn't doing much. Okay, let me change color to like blue. Okay, so this is another resistance line here. So once we hit this target point, it's quite likely that we might still hit around 38,600 to 39,000 thereabouts, then see a rejection to this our particular resistance zone, which is around 34,561, and this is serving as the current resistance zone for Bitcoin right now. As you can see, we're still trying to close above that particular area. So a close above this particular area would mean a very good thing for us. Okay, if we happen to close somewhere in between this blue line and this black line, it means we are falling back and beginning to treat this as support, which means that if we treat this as support, which is what happened somewhere around here, prices began to skyrocket. Okay, and we actually saw BTC hit as high as 68,000 thereabouts. So this is my own chart analysis, personal chart analysis for Bitcoin. Do not take it as financial advice. Always do your own personal research. In the meantime, yes, we might see some rejection, as is evident on the 1 hour time frame, but in the long run, things are beginning to look good for Bitcoin. And you can see we created a higher high actually from the previous high in the market on the weekly time frame. So this is very indicative of an overall bullish momentum in the macro analytics sector as well. So with that being said, those who still want to buy Bitcoin can choose to DCA in it. However, put in mind that we are still likely going to see a retracement because we just hit a form of resistance. And with that being said, I want to encourage you all that this is the time for you to start getting ready and setting your portfolios right in preparation for the bull run, because it's closer than you think. And we do offer a professional portfolio creation and balancing service where we give you deeply researched coins done treated with both fundamentals, macro, on-chain analysis, and give you the best coin selection picks to ramp up your portfolio and make the most profits from the bull run. So to do that, you can just join the WhatsApp group link below. Send me a DM directly, or go to our website at dastci.com/shop. In the shop section, you'll see the service available and you can easily get it there. So that's all for today's video. Thank you very much and see you in the next one. Goodbye.